Okay. I've been called a monkey, or just monkey, from a young age in respect of my clowning around. At school, I was provided with 8 fresh audiences per day, but it wasn't enough. I was not in control of my fate, and so I received a lot of detentions. I got a lift home from school with some friends in a 2CV, and they had some skis in the back. It changed my life. I thought, are they secret agents? What do? They go to the Alps in this tin can? I don't know. I had no idea you could ski in England on plastic. Unbelievable. I really thought it was reserved for the rich and famous, but look at this, I ski now. It was a love at first slide, but as soon as I clicked into my bindings on fresh snow at the age of 11, I was hooked. A genuine roller coaster where only you could determine your fate. It was wonderful. It was the best thing I could ever do, and I'm delighted about it. I found myself a job in Montgenèvre when I was in my gap year, and I started to wash up. I became the dish monkey of Montgenèvre, and I was repeatedly shot with nuts by the chefs, and ultimately I was set on fire with the Italian liqueur Sambuca. I had my first taste of powder snow. And I knew I couldn't go to university now. But I went anyway because I'm a bitch and I want to make my family happy. So I hated the university, I loathed the town, but watching ski videos got me through, and the heroes of the ski industry, the free ride industry, were just arriving. And look at that shade there. This is my hero, this is my all-time hero. What a hero, he's just amazing. Fantastic. So, I started to ski. I had a horrific accident when I was trying to emulate my heroes in 2004. I jumped off a 35-meter cliff and landed on rocks. They put my arm back together again, saved it from amputation so I could wank my way through my last year of university and write my final exams. Immediately afterwards, I went straight back to the Alps, and I started to get better on the skis. I was getting so good, I thought, can I really cut it with the big boys? Can I do this? But before I could get to Chile to ski with my hero, Shane McConkey, he died in a ski-based wingsuit accident. And that was the end of that chapter. Fortunately, some friends found me a job in Brighton, and while I was sitting there at home, I was I've got no job, and I'm unemployed, but I met this crazy Eastern European woman who gave me some slivovitz, and we got talking. She was a skier, and so she went to the mountains, I went to the mountains, 1,000 kilometers apart, but she was crazy, so she decided to apply for a Canadian visa, and without telling me, and so she split the gap to 7,000 kilometers. While I was living in a dungeon in Vancouver, I just happened to notice that the biopic of Shane's life was coming out. It was premiering in his hometown. And we had the privilege of a private chat with his widow, and she told me that she'd actually skied in Montgenèvre with Shane, yet I'd never felt so close to him. To be honest, I didn't really enjoy the Canadians, so as soon as I got to British Columbia and skied with my Australian friends, and my Slovakian disabled host gave us so much encouragement, I found my rhythm. And we headed to Alaska, even though I had no visa and I was driving illegally through blizzards and buffalo. I got there, and we met this guy, and we partied with him, and we saw the northern lights, and it changed everything, silhouetting the treetops with fire. With that in our minds, we jumped into the helicopter the next day, and I just thought, this is just sublime. How could it possibly be any better? Oh, I could be there on the top of the world with my soulmate. Oh, yeah. So, incredible. We spent all our money, lived in a bus rent-free, but it was perfect. Giggy Ruff, the best owner in the world, told me, you had some epic lines today, and I nailed it. Yes. After all those years of waiting and dreaming. And then it all turned to shit. We worked for 3 months for these people that exploited us and lied to us. and stole our money and sabotaged our car, so we hitched away to the edge of the Arctic Circle with a $20 tent, and we met this guy in the rain in Tombstone Park. This guy! He was a genuine chappie, a lovely guy. He saved us from the woes of the Wild West, and I happened to notice his flyer after his concert. It said, Yukon George McConkie. He was his bloody cousin. Unbelievable. We got on so well, he flew to the Czech Republic to play music for my birthday. And then, things just snowballed. I went back to Mongenau. I fixed the skis at the best skier in the world, and we became friends. Then I was interviewed by some journalists from Powder magazine. Clara, my wife, gave her some Tuzamak. And she ended up with a double-page spread. Not me, it was my dream, of course, to be double-page spread, but in fact, no, it was my wife. And I realised at that moment, she'd nailed it. She got me to Canada, she got in the magazine, she met the owners of Alaska heli skiing. So, of course, I had to propose. So, on the top of our mountain Kletch, or K1, as I like to call it, I proposed. And since then, I've been experimenting, teaching, building a house, cross-country freestyle skiing, and making babies. So, you know, if there's something in your life that drives you, let it drive you. No matter how futile it is. Follow your dreams through thick and thin, and you will find your destiny in a lost world. Thank you very much.